It's nearly spring, and in the garden we're actually going to do a bit of an overhaul. I have a very slanted slope, and from this side here it is high and then it slants down. So what I'm doing is I'm building up the soil, and in the back of the yard is actually where I'm digging out, and I'll show you that in a second. I'm bringing the soil here. I'm going to build up this side so that it is nearly level with that side, because I do actually have to dig out the ground here. So with this path that goes all the way down, you can see I've already started. This here I've dug down, which is good because it gives me a little bit more height clearance as I walk under my pears. So you can see the work that's already taken place. I'll get you down to ground level. But I've been digging down so that I can put a bit of a raised bed here and build up my trees and put a little polyculture. I've kind of done it here. I put a raised bed around with an end that has bricks, and then I've got my blueberries, apple trees, and a plum tree with beautiful daffodils. They're looking absolutely gorgeous this time of year, but I'll show you looking back this other way. So I think it's going to make a significant difference. So again here, it's hard to kind of see, but we've got maybe about 4 inches. So not too much is going to come down on this end, but I have been building up the ground in here, and we're just going to kind of level it a little bit more. We've got another apple tree here, we've got a lavender, we've got some Swiss chard that's grown all winter, and we're going to be bringing in more of that soil so we can build up this area. And then this little overturned pot is my sage. It has grown great roots, and it was potted right in this section. So once I lift everything up, then I can go ahead and put my sage back down, and hopefully this will look a little bit better. It's been a couple hours, and so far it's looking quite good. We have our 2 pineapple guava trees here. I'm excited. These are actually doing really well. Now I'm going to be bringing in more mulch to lift the path up, and then I'm still debating if I'm going to do a wood border that goes along this edge or just keep it open. So we'll see how that goes. But I've still got to build more soil into this area, and then this little walking path here, I'm good with the height, so now I can mulch it, and then I'll still have to dig out a bit up top there, I think, maybe a couple inches. But so far it's starting to look good. In the back, I've lifted up some of my bricks here for my border. I've dug out probably a good 4 inches here at the front, and then as we go to the back, a good foot. So we still have a lot more to dig out. I've got to dig all the way to the back of the yard to create my beds. I'm going to have to keep digging out here because eventually I will have a kind of a raised bed. So that's not going to be done today, but that is next on the agenda. So even though it looks maybe a little bit messy right now, once all this soil is dug out all the way up to these old fig stumps, which have to get removed, so I'm going to cut those down, dig out the roots. We do have some figs that have grown back, so those are up there. I do have some other purple figs that are here in the center, but it'll be great to get these stumps out. That'll give us more space to grow some other trees that we're wanting here, and it'll really clean this area up. So next we're going to move this massive heavy sage, and I'm going to place it now in a different position in front of my blueberries. I got my sage in place. It's a very heavy pot, but the sage is beautiful. I used it in all my cooking. We have some fruit trees here. You can see this is our plum tree, the Shiro plum. This is a massive producer of flowers, and they're absolutely gorgeous, but they're starting to come in. This is my favorite time of year for the little flowers. They're absolutely gorgeous. I believe this is a nectarine, but these flowers are so beautiful, and they're all over this little tree. This one was grown from seed, and this is year number 4, and it's finally put on flowers. I do love hellebores, and this is such a beautiful time of year. All these gorgeous little flowers showing their beautiful colors. But with all the seeds we've grown, I'll be excited to get this area cleaned up and ready for planting.